From the bottom of my heart, I'm deeply sorry for what I did.
A courtroom apology from the convicted Port Authority bomber as we learn how long he'll be staying behind bars.
If you took out the winter coat for today, don't put it away. How long the chill hangs on.
Putting good china to good use. The shop transforming your grandmother's china into something much more. This is News 4 Now for April 22nd. I'm Adam Cooperstein. And the failed Port Authority suicide bomber apologized in court today, but still got hit with life in prison anyway. Akayed Ullah was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years for trying to set off that pipe bomb in the subway tunnel between Times Square and Port Authority in 2017. The judge told Ullah, "I don't think you're an evil man, but this act was evil." Ullah was the only person seriously hurt when that bomb on his chest went off. This morning, he apologized.
From the bottom of my heart, I'm deeply sorry for what I did. Your Honor, I do not condone violence or the belief of those who are champion in killing and terrorizing innocent people around the world.
Ullah is a Bangladeshi immigrant from Brooklyn. He still has severe burns on his body years after that attack. Now, if this crime isn't disturbing enough, the video is just jaw-dropping. A woman is killed execution-style during the day on the streets of Brooklyn, and the suspect is her ex-girlfriend. 38-year-old Letitia Bell is facing second-degree murder and weapon charges. Investigators say she shot and killed her ex-girlfriend, Nichelle Thomas, as she was walking into a bodega on 4th Avenue in Park Slope yesterday. You can see Bell, dressed in all black on the surveillance video, come up from behind Thomas, pull out a gun, and shoot her in the back of the head. Police say Bell turned herself in hours after the shooting. Her exact motive still isn't clear. We have new details on a memorial planned this weekend for rap legend DMX. The Westchester native will have a public memorial celebrating his life happening Saturday at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It'll be streamed live on YouTube starting at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, there's a private homegoing celebration at a New York City church. That'll be televised on BET starting at 2:30. Both services are restricted to family and close friends because of COVID safety guidelines. DMX, whose real name is Earl Simmons, grew up in Yonkers. He passed away April 9th after a heart attack at 50 years old. Former New Jersey Governor Christie is reportedly mulling another run for the White House. According to Axios, Christie has told people in his circle he's the only person in the 2024 Republican field with executive experience who has run for president before. Christie ran in 2016 before dropping out and supporting Donald Trump. Dozens of ATVs and dirt bikes are now just pieces of scrap metal, and it's actually all on purpose, done by the NYPD. These things were confiscated and destroyed by the NYPD, and their hope is that the video here of them being chopped into bits will serve as a warning to anyone who drives them illegally on city streets. Violators will face fines, arrest, and then have their pricey rides, like you see, destroyed and then recorded just like this. Well, this must have been a slow getaway. On Long Island, a reward is being offered for anyone who can help find the person who stole this 30-pound sculpture of a turtle from someone's front yard. Southampton police say the green and bronze-colored sculpture was taken from a home on South Road in West Hampton back on March 19th. Police say it's worth about $800. Some great news on the road to recovery. New York State's only remaining COVID field hospital is shutting down. The last patient wheeled out to nurses and doctors clapping and cheering. That field hospital at South Beach Psychiatric Center is closing 372 days after it was first opened to help ease the burden on the island's hospitals. Because of the decline in COVID hospitalizations and now with more people getting vaccinated, thankfully, it's no longer needed. Nathan's Famous is bringing back 5-cent hot dogs to Coney Island just in time for its reopening. 5 cents is the original price for a Nathan's hot dog way back in 1916. Customers can now get that price again with the purchase of any full-priced food item. That special is going to be offered every Thursday night after 5. Nathan's hot dogs at Coney Island typically cost just under $5 each. It's been a wild ride this week with our weather. In 1 minute, sunny, the next, hail and lightning, and now super cold. So Maria, how long are we going to have to deal with this?
It was a rude awakening, quite literally this morning, right? We had temperatures that were down in the 20s and the 30s, and then you factored in the wind, and it was more like the teens and 20s. Well, we still have the winds this evening. If you are headed out, we'll hang out in the 40s for tonight, staying breezy through 8 p.m., feeling like the 30s still by 10 o'clock with breezy conditions, and midnight temperatures falling into the low 40s. So yes, windy for sure early on, and then the winds sort of scale back by a category. Instead of 20, 30 miles per hour, we're talking more like 10 to 20 miles per hour. But it does take us right through tomorrow morning. So you guessed it, we'll still have to talk about the wind chill factor tomorrow morning. With the wind still out of the west, 10 to 20 miles per hour, it'll feel more like the upper 20s in the city, even some low and upper teens as we head to the north and west with actual temperatures close to or below freezing. But this is the bottom. We head on up into the weekend.
Imagine taking a walk in the park and seeing trash everywhere. Brooklynites who love Prospect Park were shocked when they found trash cans dumped out, garbage everywhere. And just as quickly as they noticed it, park lovers came together and they helped clean it all up. And News 4's Miles Miller was there.
Picturesque Prospect Park, often called Brooklyn's backyard. So why would vandals topple 50 trash cans here? That's what Sue Donahue wants to know. She's the park's administrator and happened upon the trash on her morning run.
I was going for a run, as I usually do in the morning. I went for an early run around 6:30, and it was immediately apparent that the trash cans were tipped over, trash was strewn everywhere.
Photos posted to Instagram by the Prospect Park Alliance show the trash strewn across the grass walkways and even in the pond. The Prospect Park Alliance put out a call for people to help clean up, and volunteers flocked to the park to pick up the trash.
It was wonderful to see the uptake from the public, absolutely. We have an incredibly dedicated group of volunteers who come out regularly, and the call went out and they showed up. And then also the public. We had people out walking their dogs who picked up a trash bag and said, "Let me pitch in."
Among those who helped to pick up the trash was Nina Troy.
It was really kind of depressing and heartbreaking to see, especially like the day before Earth Day, especially at a time where like the park is so frequently used by people in the pandemic because it's an outdoor space. But what was really wonderful to see was that the community kind of really rallied together.
The NYPD says there have been no reports filed on the incident, but 2 police sources said the 71st Precinct was notified about the vandalism around 7 p.m. yesterday.
Whenever I'm here, I just try to pick up trash and like kind of leave everything better than I found it. Everything that I bring into the park, I take it out.
The vandalism comes after a really tough period for the park. The organization lost $3.2 million in revenue during the height of the pandemic and had to lay off or furlough 20 staff employees.
It is difficult for sure. We have so many staff, so many volunteers, so much of the public that has been using this park, and it's been such a respite, especially over this last year.
Tomorrow, the Prospect Park Alliance is doing an Earth Day cleanup from 12 to 4, and they're calling on you to volunteer if you have time. In Prospect Park, I'm Miles Miller, News 4 New York.
Do you have any of your grandmother's old china lying around? Well, if so, and if you're not sure what to do with it, New York Live shows us a one-stop shop that turns your teacups into something much more.
An evening run and a 75-cent piece of china left for trash. That is how Brooklyn Teacup, a female-founded business, was born. It is a company that is putting your good china to good use. Ariel, I think I'm really excited and really nervous. I'm nervous because I don't want to break any of this beautiful china that I see around us. And I'm excited because you have the most beautiful workshop. Can you just tell everybody what Brooklyn Teacup is all about?
The Brooklyn Teacup specializes in upcycling vintage china. So we take china that people give to us and we turn it into 3-tiered stands. So that china that you've had tucked under your bed or in closets or in storage space that you don't use but know is so beautiful and maybe have sentimental attachments to, but never feel like it gets to see the light of day, we turn it into these beautiful cake stands and ring dishes and accessory towers that you can display in your home and actually get to use and enjoy.
So I understand that you were going for a jog and you saw this 75-piece set of china destined for the trash.
Yes.
But how did that turn into all of this?
Well, that's a really good question. This was just me listening to my favorite podcast. It's called Side Hustle School. It's 10-minute case studies of people who start cool side projects and how they figure it out. And it's always inspired me so much. And This was just a freak coincidence. This was like, it was kind of meant to be. I literally stumbled on it.
So everything that we're looking at here, people can order this off of the website.
Yes.
How many different types of china can you start naming? Go.
This is a Mayat Finlandia teapot. Queen's Rose. This is a Shelley. This is a Victoria Paragon. This is Lennox. This is, oh my gosh, Copeland Spode.
All of a sudden feel like royalty. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful.
You're so welcome.
I see a lot of tea parties and scones in my future with my little ladies.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.